If you have pain in your lower back, in the lumbar area, when you get out of bed, when you get out of the car, and you have trouble picking up objects that are on the floor, you're in luck, because today I've prepared a very special video for you, which contains 6 exercises based on strength, mobility, and stability that will help you develop a still back, a back capable of doing any kind of daily activity without pain. But that's not all. If you want me to accompany you for 21 days working with increasing intensity, I just want to remind you that below, in the first comment and in the video description, you have the link to a much more complete 21-day program, in which you will discover the step-by-step process from the simplest to the most complicated to achieve it in short 30-minute sessions, so that you are able not only to improve your symptoms, but also to acquire that difficult habit of exercising practically every day. To do these exercises, you won't need anything, just a mat like this, an exercise mat, and a lot of motivation. The first 2 exercises are mobility exercises and are extremely simple. Let me show them to you. First, cat-cow, one of the most classic exercises for mobilizing the entire spine. Basically, we need to get into a quadruped position, pay close attention, with your wrists right under your shoulders and your knees right under your hips. From here, with your gaze fixed forward, we're going to try to sink that upper back area down, forming a D shape and arched area, as if we were a big horse trying to bring our belly button toward the floor, sticking our stomach out as much as possible. Next, the opposite movement, the cat. We round that lower back area as much as possible, forming a big C. The belly button goes up. Our pelvis moves forward and the buttocks tuck in. Really, the secret is in the buttocks. Look, here I stick my buttocks out, here I tuck my buttocks in. Basically, this is the movement we have to do. We sink that belly button down, bringing it as close as possible to the mat, sticking the buttocks out, and then we pull that belly button up, rounding the whole lower back area and tucking the buttocks in. What do you think? Do you want to try? 15 repetitions with me. 5 normal, 5 with breathing, and finally 5 with breathing and including the head movement. Let's go for it. Again, get into the quadruped position. Next, lower your belly button, arching as much as possible with eyes forward. Hold for a few seconds. Next, arch your lower back as much as possible, forming a big C with your back. Excellent flexion extension movement at the lumbar level. Let it drop down. My belly button gets very close to the mat. Next, my belly button pulls in and moves away as much as possible, rounding out the entire lower back area. 2, we go down, arching the lower back like a horse. We go up, rounding it like a big cat. Last 2, I arch, sticking my buttocks out, belly button towards the floor. And I round as much as possible, belly button up, buttocks in. 1 last normal repetition down, really sticking those buttocks out, and then up. Now let's do it with breathing. I want you to inhale at the bottom without pausing, and then exhale. And bring that belly button as high as possible. Notice how my abdomen shrinks, and around my back like a cat, inhaling at the bottom, and as I exhale, I pull in that belly button, tuck in my stomach, push my glutes forward, and round my upper and lower back. 2, exhale. I round my lower back as much as possible. It's a pleasant movement I release, which now helps us mobilize the entire spine. We've done 3 or 4, I don't know. We release 4. Let's do 1 more. I inhale at the bottom, arching my lower back well. And watch next how I pull in my belly button. We've done 5 regular ones, 5 with breathing. Now we're going to include cervical movement, which really enhances the mobility of the entire spine. Pay close attention. We're going to arch. My gaze goes forward. I inhale, then I exhale, arch my lower back, and my gaze goes toward my belly button. See, how does that mobility get enhanced? I inhale, my gaze goes forward. I exhale, and I round my back as much as possible. So you don't get tired? Let's change perspective. I inhale, move my head forward. I exhale, and round my back. Last 2, let's go for them. I inhale, and exhale, I look at my belly button, inhale, look forward. Last repetition, exhale and look at the belly button. We have done 15 repetitions of a magnificent flexion extension mobilization exercise, but the spine has more mobility than that. Rotation is extremely important, and I'm going to show you a key exercise that will help you improve it a lot. Pay close attention. I lie on my side. We switch cameras completely on my side with my legs bent. I place my arm along the floor. You can rest your head on a pillow, which I haven't grabbed, but you could do it at home. Next, place one palm on top of the other. I want you to take a breath, slide that hand forward, and then exhale as you move that hand across your chest as far as possible to open up one hand over the other as much as you can. Seen from another point of view, it would be like this. We take a breath, hand goes forward, we exhale, notice how it opens, how my hand touches my chest, and how I try to rotate my spine as much as possible. If you can only reach here, that's fine. If you can only reach here, that's fine too. If you can't reach the floor, it's absolutely okay. Each person works within their own abilities. Let's start. 10 breaths, inhale, exhale, and twist as much as possible. I like to look with my eyes. The hand that opens, I take and exhale. I open as much as possible. I follow with my gaze the right hand that opens. I take a breath. Let's switch cameras to show you another detail. Exhale. If at any time my knees come apart, we don't want that. We would be working incorrectly. I want them to stay close together so the exercise focuses on lumbar rotation. Exhale, 2. We've done 4. Inhale, we'll do 8 per side. Exhale. I brush that hand along my whole body and follow it with my gaze. 5. Inhale. Let's switch. Exhale. And open. 6. Inhale. And open, exhaling, caressing my whole chest with that hand. Sorry, I only have one left. I don't know how many were taken. We've lost count. And 8. Excellent. We've completed one side. Now we must do the same on the other side. I lie down on my side again with my head resting. Let's switch to this remote control here so it allows me to change the camera. I get comfortable with my head on a cushion or the floor, knees at 90, opposite hand on top. I take a breath, reaching that hand as far as I can, and then as I exhale, I follow the hand with my gaze and open up, making sure my knees don't lift off the floor. Okay, I take a breath. And I let it out. 2, we inhale. We exhale. Very open. 3, go as far as you can, careful. And relaxed. 4, let's switch cameras for the last 4. I inhale and exhale. 5, I have 3 left. Let's release. I have 2 left. Let's release. Last repetition. Let's release. Exercises that give a very good feeling of mobility, very good pain relief, and that mainly work on the mobility of the lumbar area. We've finished that section. Now we're going to move on to working on deep muscle stability, which aims to balance the lumbar area. Every time we make an effort, we need to control the movement and protect it, whether we're lifting heavy loads or in a risky or overly flexed position. These exercises are done in 2 ways. I have gathered the 2 best stability exercises for you, all taken from the 21 Days of Steel Back program, and I'm going to show them to you right now. The first one is Superman. You've likely seen it before. I want you to do the following. Get into a quadruped position. If you can't get into this position, remember that a couple of cushions down here can help you. I want you to start moving your left leg, stretch it out completely along your body, and bring your toes toward you. Try holding the position for a few seconds to see if you can maintain it. If everything is easy and problemless for you, the next step is to bring the back of your hand to your forehead and raise that elbow as high as you can. What this will do is work a cross chain from the right shoulder behind to the left buttock, extremely effective for stabilizing the entire lumbar area. Next, you should do it with the opposite side, leg extended. If everything goes well and you keep your balance, we bring that back towards, let me show you better, the forehead, and we raise that elbow. That would be the normal function. You may experience falls, loss of balance, or shaky hands. So in that case, we can simply do the leg. This will still improve the strength in your lower back, the stability in your lower back and hips, which can eventually improve your symptoms. And if your wrists hurt a lot, you could also do it in this position, which would be completely correct. I will now demonstrate the most challenging variation. Let's proceed. We take a breath. We exhale, lift the left leg, right arm. We're going to do 6 on each side, okay? We take a breath and switch to the right leg, left arm. We inhale. We exhale, left leg or right arm. We inhale. We exhale, right leg, left arm. Always keep your gaze forward in front of you. We inhale. Keep the tip of your foot pointing toward you to improve glute contraction. We inhale, we inhale. 6, we're halfway there. Inhale down, exhale as you move your leg and the back of your hand. Inhale, leg and back of the hand. Inhale, 8. Last repetition. Tremendous work on a muscular level on the posterior side, both in the gluteal area and the interscapular area. One of my favorite exercises to improve all the deep stability of that lumbar area, but not just the lumbar, also at the level of the shoulder blades. Excellent exercise. I've done it in 12 repetitions, but you can go for more, you can go for 15, 20, okay? It depends on your abilities. Important. We will come back to the dosage at the end of the video. The second stability exercise, which I really like, is the plank. It's an exercise that I personally don't find pleasant at all, but I consider it extremely important for working the entire abdominal belt and giving more stability to our lumbar spine. Good point, okay? Adapt that plank to your abilities. You don't need to do a plank that's too complicated, but rather a plank that allows you to work for 30 to 60 seconds, at least 30, okay? And at most 60? If you do less than 30 planks, it's too difficult. If you do over 60, it's too easy. And we have many ways to make it more challenging or less challenging. We're going to show you a couple of variations here so you can choose the one that suits you best. The classic one, get into a quadruped position, dig in those feet outside the mat, and from here, lift up. We'll keep a straight line between shoulders and ankles, and from here, looking straight ahead, we'll hold the position. Is this one not working for you? You can try with your knees down. Is this one not working for you? You can try with your arms straight, or do you like the first one and want to try it another way? You can try with your arms straight and your legs straight. Try all of them and stick with the one that's worth it for you, the one that lets you work better. Those sensations and that lumbar stability, just keep that detail in mind. The longer the distance between the support of your arms and legs, the harder it is. The longer the support between your hands and shoulders, the easier it is. All right? Isn't it the same? I'll do the harder version and we'll count to 30 seconds. I'm in a neutral position. I lift up, pull in my belly button, drop my pelvis a little so there's a straight line from my shoulder to my ankle, and I start counting. 5. Your gaze is in front of your fingers. 15. 20, 25, 35. 30, let's go for 60, come on. 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and 60. We rest our knees, take a little breath. If there's any lower back discomfort, we can slowly sit back on our heels, opening up the back area of the spine. Wow. It's a very complicated exercise for me. The taller you are, the harder the exercise is as well. I'm quite tall, so the lever arm is longer, and the intensity of the exercise is also greater. Great, we've covered cat-cow and rotation for mobility. In quadruped position, we've also seen Superman and plank for stability. We have only one thing left to cover, and that is obviously strengthens the entire posterior chain, lower back, and hips. Let's start with one of my favorite exercises that you've probably also seen on my channel, and that's the bridge. The bridge is one of the best ways to strengthen both the glutes and the lumbar area. Basically, what we have to do is lie on our backs. In addition, it's a tool that allows us to work the entire posterior muscle strength to a great extent, but at different levels, like the plank, which you can easily adapt to your abilities. Let's start with the simple stuff, okay? I want you to place your arms on both sides of your body. There you can see me perfectly. With your knees, with a bend of approximately 90 degrees. I want those knees to be slightly apart so you can easily fit a hand between them. From here, with those arms and your feet supported, what I want you to do is lift your pelvis as high as you can to form a straight line between, look, my shoulder and my knee. From here I hold 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and I lower down, but I'm not going to drop down and stay there for a few moments doing nothing. I don't want you to just touch the ground and then have your glutes shoot right back up, as if the floor were made of lava, as if the floor were burning you and you had to come up quickly. What this allows us is to have less rest time. Let's increase the intensity and do 10 reps this way. Ready? We take a breath at the bottom, and as we exhale, we pull the belly button in and up a bit. Hold for 3 seconds at the top, then inhale. Lower down until your glutes touch the ground, exhale at the bottom. Bend your knees slightly, then go back up. 2, I go down. As soon as it touches the hot floor, we go up. I inhale on 3. Those glutes touch, and straight up. 4, we go again. I go down. My glutes touch. 5, I go down again. I take a breath, I touch down. 6, I take a breath, I touch down. 7, I take a breath as soon as I touch up. 8, last 2 reps, we take a breath. We touch. 9, last repetition, we touch. And 10. How are you? Have you noticed that glute contraction at the top? You always have to imagine as if you had a credit card between your butt cheeks with all your savings. Imagine if you lost it. So do the same, squeeze really hard because that card can't fall. That's the most important point in the bridge, and it can be made more challenging in many ways. Place your arms on top, put weight at your pelvis level, use only one support, or put your feet on a couch. There are so many ways to make the exercise different that I could make a whole video just talking about it. That's the first exercise to improve strengthening, especially of the lower back and the glutes. Now we're going to transfer that effort more towards the front part. With the dead bug exercise, which again strengthens that abdominal belt I mentioned to you earlier, with the plank. The dead bug exercise is also certainly complicated. I recommend adapting it to your abilities. I'll demonstrate how I'll do it and how you can adapt it. Basically, we lie on our backs with our legs bent at 90 degrees and our arms toward the ceiling. The goal is alternately very similar to Superman, but in reverse. Stretch one leg and bring the opposite arm to 45 degrees relative to the leg. What this will do is work a cross chain in the front, thus strengthening the abdomen. Next, repeat the motion with the opposite arm. If it's too difficult, what I recommend is that you keep your arms here and only move your legs. If it's too difficult with your legs, stay here and only move your arms. And if it's too difficult to move your arms, just stay here for a little while, or just with your legs. That would be the scale of effort you could apply. I'm gonna make it harder. 6 reps on each side to complete the video. Arms up at a 90-degree angle as shown. We take a breath. And as you exhale, lower your left leg, point your toes toward me, and your right arm. We inhale, we exhale. 2, we inhale, we exhale. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There I got confused because I looked at the camera. 8, we grab the arm and the opposite leg. 9, tip, the foot always towards you. 10. Last 2, 11 and 12. Great. Let's grab your knees and bring them closer to your chest to relax your abs and lower back. With these 12 reps, we'll complete the strength exercise, okay? Remember that in this last exercise, we move the opposite arm and leg, okay? Left arm, right leg, right arm, left leg. Perfect. To finish, grab your knees, push yourself hard, and roll like a ball until you end up in a sitting position. This has been my exercise routine, and I hope you liked it. And it's not that I chose it myself, but more than 300 people have already gone through this program, the Steel Back program, which you can find below in the video description and first comment. A program that consists of 21 sessions, so that little by little, from the simplest to the most complicated, you can develop a strong back. Like iron, like steel. And basically those sessions are designed so that in half an hour you can also develop that important exercise habit. Because it's not just about exercising to relieve the pain, but about including that exercise for life for your back so that pain doesn't come back. Very well, I sincerely thank you from the bottom of my heart for making it this far to the end of the video. I hope you can share it with the people who need it. I offer you my knowledge, now it's your turn to help me. Making that physical therapy accessible to everyone so that together we can eradicate lower back pain from the face of the earth. 9 out of 10 people will experience lower back pain at some point in their lives. This video can surely help many people. Incredible, right? Alright, if you're a big fan, you really like my content, and you're here every day. You already know that you can also become a member, where for a very small amount, you'll be helping me keep creating this kind of free content to help so many people. And for that, down here you have the Become a Member button. Once again, I bid you farewell and thank you sincerely for your company. I hope you join me at home with some exercise, and I hope to see you tomorrow for a new live broadcast.